Alright, so I figured while I have the time and energy to do this, I'm going to actually make a video. But before I begin on the subject at hand, I'd like to take a moment to ask my my subscribers, my loyal and persistent followers. I think I'm up to 29 now. Those of you who actually do still watch my videos, I'd really appreciate if you could give me some feedback in the form of either a message or a comment as to what you like and what you don't like about my channel. Maybe tell me why you subscribe, because I'd like to get more subscribers because I'm an attention whore and I'd like more people to listen to what I have to say. Um, and now that the summer's over, the school year has started, my mind is actually working a little more efficiently because I'm actually being forced to think and I'm a little more stimulated. So I'd really like to seize the opportunity that my newfound mental energy has granted me and sort of get things rolling. Because although every now and then I do get a decent amount of hits and views for my videos, I'd like to up that a little bit because I think I can do better. So if you could just tell me what you like and what you don't like, that's important as well. And I know that YouTube community is not no stranger to letting people know what they don't like. So I know that won't be too hard for you. But anyway, carrying on. About a week ago, one of my friends on Facebook posted a link to a Fox News story about a UN report that advocates teaching 5-year-olds about masturbation. It does not only advocate that. It's actually a very comprehensive report. It's 98 pages. It's an international sexual education guideline, basically. It's based off of, I think, 87 studies. And that could just be the masturbation part alone. I haven't read the whole report yet, I will admit that, but the details of the report are not exactly pertinent in as to what I would like to talk about. So I read this. I read the article and I read the part of the report about masturbation, and I didn't see anything wrong with it. I don't I don't and nothing struck me as being bizarre about it, because it's a report coming from. It's not just the UN. They're not just basing this on nothing. They're basing this off of research that's been done, and this is the conclusion that they've come to. Because the whole point of this report and the setting of these international guidelines is to better equip children and parents alike with knowledge about sexuality in a world that is faced with HIV and AIDS, and other awful consequences of irresponsible sexual activity. So I thought it was bizarre that a lot of people commented on this article and were just. I can't even think of they just hated it. It wasn't that they didn't agree with it. They just absolutely hated the idea of it. And I could get into another part of the debate is what schools should and should not be teaching, what they have the authority to instill upon our kids. But it's education. That's the point. And this study, or this report rather, is simply recommendations as to how countries in the UN should conduct their sexual education through their respective education programs. So it's not saying it's not saying that the United States of America has to oblige to this report word for word, or oblige, has to adhere to this report word for word when making policy regarding sexual education. It's just a suggestion. It's a report based off of scientific research. I'd also like to apologize right now about the noise in the background. If you can hear that, someone outside's doing yard work, and there's construction happening. There's lots of stuff happening in our neighborhood. But anyway, a lot of the arguments basically boil down because I questioned these people. I questioned what was wrong with what was being said here, and I just kept getting the same answers. Well, I don't want it's not the school's job, but it is the school's job because it's education. That's why you send your kids to school, to learn things. Why is sexuality? Oh no, you can't go there. Maybe I'm offended by right angles, and I don't want some strange man that I don't know to teach my children about right angles because I'm just not comfortable with it. I can't really give you a logical reason as to why I'm uncomfortable with it. I just am. And that's essentially the same argument that these people were making against this report. No one could explain to me why it's so atrocious that someone should suggest that 5-year-olds learn about masturbation. And I also have to say that the title of the article, the headline, made it sound as if the report said that schools have to teach 5-year-olds how to masturbate, which is not at all what is included in the report. It's simply to teach them that if they touch their genitalia in a certain way, they will experience pleasure. Oh my god. Awful. I don't get it. I don't understand why it's so fucking tragic to teach kids about sexuality. Yes, so what? Maybe they can't comprehend it yet. But there were a lot of things that I learned about very early in my education that I had a difficult time comprehending. And different kids had different things that they had a difficult time comprehending. You learn about puberty before that happens. So I don't see the flaw in learning about sexuality before that happens. It seems to me that it would be best that you learn as much about sexuality as you can before you start experiencing those urges and you have that biological inclination, because that's what's going to happen. That's what happens in the real world. And then another comment was, why can't kids just be kids anymore? Well, what the fuck does that mean? How does having more information, how does knowing more make you less of a child? You're still going to be naive and innocent of so many other aspects of life that you, even with all the information in the world, you wouldn't come to realize until you had some more life experience. So I don't understand what's so wrong with equipping 5-year-olds with necessary knowledge to make proper decisions later on down the line. And to add to that, I just completely lost my train of thought, and I have less than a minute left. And I think it's the fact that I have less than a minute left that I completely forgot what I was going to say. I think it's the pressure of having less than a minute left to say what I wanted to say. This really sucks. I just spent 9 minutes talking, and I have no fucking clue what else I wanted to add. Maybe I'll add it in the sidebar. Maybe I'll even make a second video. So in the meantime, I would like if you could please tell me why, if someone could explain to me why it's so wrong for us to teach our kids about sexuality.